I'm back. YouTube crowd who catches these later, how do you feel about me actually editing? How do you feel about me actually editing parts together so that everything is, all the events or whatever are actually grouped together nicely? I'm gonna try to start doing that more often. There we go.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then.
In the blink of an eye, we literally changed the entire political landscape of this country. We're pretty cool.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today?
Sense something. I sense something. The presence I've not felt in some time. We also killed Signora, and it actually seems to have stuck. Somehow.
Huh? What's up?
Hubert? Isn't that Raiden Mei's sword from Honkai? Isn't that the key of Castic Nation or whatever? Someone coming.
Hey! What the heck was that for?
Hello.
Doesn't want to talk, huh? Alright, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Be still. The depth's back.
Oh, or not.
So you don't have a vision
Oh.
after all.
Oh, hey, it's
Seems
gonna
like
rain in
I'm
the
mistaking
cutscene.
it for someone else.
Thanks, Ayato.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision.
Who wants to know?
That's none of your business.
Mmm.
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem?
Since when did I have an eye before? Since half an hour ago.
And he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase. Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Very smart for once. Nah, I'm not gonna eat her.
Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, he won't be able to beat him. Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
I got a feeling
Oh? What kind of hunch?
that tonight's gonna be a good night.
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
Their fighting styles are similar.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Oh, right, open ports. I was like, are we gonna have to go all the way to Liyue and then come back here somehow? How are they gonna make that make sense in the universe? They are not. I don't think I ever really talked about it that much, but I will say, can I just say how much I appreciate the fact that like that actually did change? Like, I don't know, just the nature of a game like this, I actually really appreciate it anytime like the scope of the world actually changes in some way. So like borders being open again, so like you see more NPCs from other countries, Ningguang's palace getting rebuilt, shit like that. It's nice. I am not walking all that way. You finished the first one today, and now Iva follows you here. She won't leave you alone. That's a good problem to have. Aiba is cool. I am looking forward to seeing her again. Whee!
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
Gives you the same feeling of Xenoblade X. I can understand that. 2?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time.
Oh, is that?
In fact, there are times when he
I
doesn't
saw
even listen
JC
to the
say
captain.
earlier he
She
was
just laughs it
jealous
off.
because of the box. I didn't. He was talking about my motherboard.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did.
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Yeah, it's a very sexy box. 10
Is
out of
it
10.
really as big
I
a
will
deal
probably
as
keep it
everyone's
whenever
making
I
it out to
actually
be?
get around to taking it out of the box to build it.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense.
But yeah, it's on
In
the
that
desk
case,
in the
newfound
guest
stardom
room
is well
upstairs.
He was
Where
called
the
away
pets
earlier
can't get
by
to
some
it.
people from the Tenryou Commission.
Not that I'm taking it out of
They
the
said
box
they
or
had
anything,
something
but
important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to
you think
arrest
it's
him
safe and
first.
secure
Turns
until
out
I
they
can
couldn't have been
pour the rest of
friendlier
the
to
parts.
him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
After all, Raiden Shogun is just a weeb now. She's harmless.
Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Even after the Archon quest, you could ice bridge to Inazuma. Oh, can you? Once you actually do like open this area, you can ice bridge to and from. That's funny. Turtle. That's what a turtle looks like, yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up. Remember, I was originally gonna get the CPU first because it was on sale on Walmart, but they wouldn't let me add it to my cart. It looks like Walmart finally actually fixed their site and it can be added to the cart now. But now I don't really know if I'm comfortable dropping another $350 when I just dropped almost 500 on that. Feel like I need to wait at least a little bit.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the
Hello, can
conversation.
I fucking give you your
We
80
invited
rolls?
Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogun. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy.
I hope you
Also,
enjoy playing
I've been
as Rick.
granted the
Hopefully
chance to
he's at
correct my
least
clan's
worth it
past
to a
mistakes,
degree.
And for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has
Again,
issued
he's a
a
very
large
fun
array of
character.
directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The
One of the most
Tri-Commission
fun
has made
characters in the game to play
recommendation
as, in my
use this
opinion,
opportunity
if
to
not the
restore
most.
the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
I've heard a thing or two.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing
You're still
the
mad that
traditional
he is
blade forging
fun,
arts of the
but you're
Almighty
mad.
Shogun. The Kaidahara clan
Understandable.
belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaedahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded
You
for
should
his
have gotten
achievements,
C2,
but also
Chi-Chi. I am
receive
very sorry you
recompense
got
for the
Chi-Chi'd.
excessive punishment borne by
At
his
least you
clan in the
already have him.
past.
You were just
In the
tried for
interest of
Hazel.
preventing further
And if he got his
harassment of
C1,
the
you wouldn't have been
Bladesmith clans
upset.
by the Fatui, we chose not to
It could
publicly
be
release
worse.
the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the almighty Shogun, and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you
Who
that
you think
nothing
you
could be
saving your
further from the
your
truth.
coin flip
We
win
seek
for?
only to correct a past injustice.
Are you interested in
The Kaedahara
Tignari at
clan's
all?
reputation
Or are you
and
gonna hold off for a
occupation
different
restored,
Inazuma boy?
The Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once
Like
more,
Green
and your
Zhongli?
wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? Oh, we heard on the
Maybe
way
Green
here
Zhongli
was
if you get
so
enough
much
saved up,
praise
yeah.
that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedahara Kazuha in town.
The current rumblings
Well, to
say
some,
that
the
obviously
Muso no
beyond the
Hitotachi
first
is
patch,
something that can never be
which is
defeated.
already officially
They
confirmed,
cannot
but via
accept the
drip
idea
marketing
that
to
Mr.
be
Kaedahara
Tignari,
really
Dori,
parried
and
the Shogun's strike.
Kali.
Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition
Like
to that of Anemo.
that's all for
As a
3.0.
result, the falsehood that Kaedahara
And
Kazuha
then
was using an illusion began to
3.1
spread.
slash 3.2. There's a lot of
But
conflicting
that doesn't make
information.
sense.
We're not
Using a
quite
delusion
sure how
turns
it's gonna
you
shake up
old
for
and
sure.
frail, and Kazuha still looks
There's like
That
3
is
or
correct.
4
However,
five
to
stars
some
we know
people,
about.
the idea of a single person wielding two elements at
And we don't
once
know what
is a
order they're
more
coming in.
inconceivable notion still.
This is just one
There's
of
Green
many similar
Zhongli.
rumors.
There's
I'm very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion,
some dancer
no
chick
matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom.
and
my
Green
way.
Zhongli.
But perhaps if the
I
Shogunate
believe
is
those are the
willing
ones
to
that are
publicly
confirmed to be 5
support me,
stars.
this situation will blow over more
Scaramouche
quickly.
also may or may
This
not
is
finally be
precisely
becoming
why I
playable.
encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Speaking of,
Please
is
allow me
Scaramouche
some
to do with
time
the
to
stupid hat,
consider.
Rick? Is that who
In
you're
fact,
waiting on?
Let us put this discussion on hold for the
I'll
moment.
probably go for him.
Well then, what brings the two of you
I
here?
appreciate what an evil little gremlin he
We
is.
nearly forgot about the most important thing.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Someone else who trained under your master?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting
You're gonna
forms
collect
were
all the
taught to me by
harbingers?
my
I feel like
family,
that's a lot of people's
based
end
on
goal
techniques
after that
originally
trailer,
developed for blade testing.
is to just go
We
all in
undergo
on getting all the
rigorous training to
harbingers.
standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle.
Probably won't get everyone
So
unless
it's
your
hard
luck
to
is
imagine
godlike.
that the
Yeah, same.
similarity you speak
I
of
won't get
was
I won't
coincidence
get
alone.
everyone unless we get lots of crazy
All the
Uncle
more reason
Hubert.
to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
Because like I said, now that I've started
Indeed.
officially on getting
He
the new
sounds
PC,
highly aggressive,
I need to just make
Anyone
sure
who
I slowly but
targets is
surely
at
get
risk of
that
serious injury.
get that finished.
or worse.
I don't
In
want all
that
these.
case,
I don't want all
I
these
will send
parts
some
sitting
men
around my
out
house for a
immediately to
year
search
with
for
no
him.
use.
Thank you. I must say, I am now
I would
very
like to have that
curious
done by
about
the end of
this
the year,
matter,
if at all
and I
possible.
will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Oh, yo, really? Just
Very
said we're
well.
gonna make all the Russians ridiculously
Please stay
sexy.
safe.
Criminal.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see see what Ryuji has to say.
Or, you know, we could talk to the named detective character that we just introduced in the same patch that this quest is being added. No? Fine. They're like way down there. Yeah. Screw that. I ain't walking. Eh. Hey, Sango. Sango. Fuck you. Damn it. Wha-punch!
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want.
Good God.
If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions?
That's gonna get your iTunes gift card so you can do your anniversary rolls in FGO. Nice.
Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for
Build
looking
that
out for
hot
my
monster
privacy.
man for me, if you have him.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets.
He's at
But
max ascension already? Oh,
it's
okay,
only
never
the
mind
most
then.
trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
Oof. Hey, Best, welcome back. It was not so easy to fight him off. It didn't even let me finish killing him. I had him on the ropes.
I am
That a
well
compliment?
aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I
You
completely
wielded two
understand your
visions at once and it
concerns.
was really
I
Kino?
will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. Two grown men going missing at the same time. Their
Obviously, they're
cases are
gay
likely
and elope
connected,
together.
but I don't know
Very
much
romantic.
in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
We'll investigate both of them. What else are we gonna do?
Can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Not everyone has to be
Thank you,
gay. I
Ryuichi.
know they don't. But
We'll
those
start
two
by
guys
making
totally
some
are.
inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
What other reason can you
Sounds
possibly
good.
think of for two
All the
grown
best
men
with your
going missing at the
investigation.
same time all of a
I'll get
sudden?
moving shortly myself.
There's no other explanation other than them being gay, clearly. Fuck you, old man. I hate you. I hate going to the Smithy around here because look at this shit. There's the sign right next to him, the old man right next to him. It is fucking a pain in the ass to actually talk to the guy you want to talk to. But for once I have to talk to you, but first, sorry. Fuck you, old man. Eh. Yep. You see what I mean? Bruh.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
You think you have around 602 in your bank account, you?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were
This
both
sign.
members of the Raiden Gokaden.
The one right by
Historically,
the,
there have always been deep
the one right
links
by
between
the,
two
what's it called?
clans.
The
After
cooking
I returned
pot.
to Inazuma, I
By
visited
the fast
Mr.
travel point,
Amenoma
by
to
the,
pay my
the expedition
respects.
place. Or the Adventurers Guild, rather.
Yes.
The
You
cooking
may
pot right
recall
by
the
there is
story of
also
the Raiden
obnoxious.
Gokaden from the
Because it's
Irizora
right next to a
festival.
sign. And it's the
Though
sign
all
that goes on for
bladesmiths
fucking
trace
5
their
years.
craft
Like,
back
the
to the
drinks are
same
good. The
source.
drinks are really good. The drinks are
Over
really,
time.
really good.
Each of us
Still
has
open.
arrived at a different blade-making
Fuck you.
philosophy, spawning the development of different
Terrible.
branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding
Yeah, I
patience
usually go to
and
Mondstadt's,
determination
too.
of water,
Or the one
as
on my
it turns
teapot.
stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each
Or
motion
Liyue.
of
Liyue's
every
one is also
technique
fine for that, yeah.
into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment
Perfecto
that
harmony.
forging begins. For only a blade thus
Yo,
forged
that
can
Dragoku
capture and
art,
convey
holy
its
shit.
maker's thoughts and
That's a
feelings,
cool redesign, goddamn.
and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew.
You build your teapot to be pretty,
We hope
not
to
useful,
assist with
that's
the
fair.
investigation.
I try to do a
It
healthy
may turn
combination
out
of
that
both,
this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
with varying degrees of success.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
Where you look at Don Dragoku, the more you really like it. Yeah, it's
Know
good.
anything about that?
Like I said, it's a good design. It's
Yes.
just me wishing what could have
On the
been
morning that Yuya went missing,
in terms of color.
he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going
Gold's
to
just
give
gotten
me a
so
great
overused for Six
gift.
Rangers.
I believe he went to collect the
I
item
just
from
wish they
Mr.
had changed it up a
Nagato.
little bit.
After that, the next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back.
A fire?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person.
But what
He
if
is
he were
humble
possessed
and
by a
kind.
Hubert sword?
Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
He would never do anything
Don't
like
worry.
that.
You have our word.
Unless, there were extenuating circumstances beyond his control, then he might do something
From
like
the
that.
sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
You still need info from the other guy.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Aww. God, Marianne can't even talk to Linhardt. Or can she? I forget now. It's been like 3 whole days since I've touched that game. Oh, I went to the wrong place. So I think I fucking mistook the ley line for the marker, like an idiot.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
You want to actually
My
let us
husband has
talk?
gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can
Kiana's
we perhaps
Doc
ask some
Hell yeah.
questions about your family's current situation?
Beautiful.
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for more.
Not Doc Faust, but you know what I mean. Faust hat. Blech.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid
Oh,
collector.
yeah, no
of all
wonder I said it.
sorts
Somebody
of
else said it
things.
first.
He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh. What happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about
The
it
big
so
event
many
starts on the
times,
19th.
but he
Shop
never
lasts until the
listens.
25th. You'll have to double check.
On the
Okay.
last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum.
That's actually that's probably
If
not
he
right.
refused
Actually,
to sell his collectibles and pay off
I feel
his
like they
debts,
usually give you a little bit
I
longer
would divorce him and
to
take
get all the rewards
children
than
with
that.
me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
It's not even a
Actually, it
week.
didn't.
That can't be right.
Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
That's why you'd say you have to double check. Yeah, like it's not that I don't even. It's not even like I don't believe you, Secret. It's just like, wait a minute. If that is true, that's fucked up. Because yeah, especially with the time-gated events like that, normally they give you normally any big event like that, they give you like at least a whole month to at least clear out the shop. Maybe the event itself won't last quite that long, but they'll give you like an extra week or so to actually buy everything from the shop. So I guess you can like think about it and prioritize if you don't get enough points to get literally everything. Something like that. Boundaries are good.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Amin Omayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He
It'd be
never
up
even
until the end of
haggles when he's out
2.8.
buying
Yeah.
groceries, so it's
Yeah, I don't know
hard
if it'll
to
be up in
imagine him
quite
getting
that
into a
long,
fierce
but,
argument.
But definitely at least like the entirety of the
Maybe
first
he
half
was
of the patch.
feeling the pressure from the debts?
I
Like
don't
it'll
know.
probably be open
He
until
just
Kazuha's
disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps
Kazuha
he's too
banner
afraid to come
is
home
gone.
now that all his collectibles
Yeah, I
have been
think that
lost in
the
fire,
Enkonomiya event is the only one
and
that
he's
went like
got no
literally
way to
the
pay
entire
off our
patch.
debts.
I could be wrong though.
Even though I'm still a little mad at him.
Yeah, either way, it's got to be a
We're a
little longer
family,
than that. That'd be
And I
insane.
want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Yeah, so long as I can resist
Please
the
don't
itch
get
to
me
start the event right away.
There could be more to this
I
situation
think my
than
plan is
meets
going
the
to be
eye.
to finish Kazuha's thing tonight,
Collecting
obviously,
things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life.
and then just get back
It
to
is
Three
quite
Hopes until
unusual
maybe
for this
Sunday.
habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we
Maybe
gathered
Sunday
from the
I'll,
other side
I'll start it,
suggests
like whether it's done or
Amin Omayuya
not.
is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start
It's
an
written it'll be
argument.
open until the end of 2.8. Oh, okay, never mind. Cool.
This situation is getting a
Oh,
little
that makes sense
confusing.
actually, because it's the Golden
A
Apple
little
Archipelago
confusing.
again, right?
More like completely mystifying.
So yeah, since it's an extra map, it'll be open the entirety of the
Let's
patch.
try
Yeah,
a
that makes
change of
sense actually.
scenery
You're right.
And see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Awkward.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
knocked over an oil lamp, and... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while.
Paimon, please. Must have had an argument. Flower was deliberate use to hide the truth. We're still missing crucial information.
Right. I very much agree with you. It seems highly likely that we're missing a piece of the puzzle. Working off what we know so far, there are too many things that don't add up. The chances are that there are still some clues left for us to discover. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
Doesn't seem connected to the attacker.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Lots of mystery solving this patch. Now I'm sad that Heizo's not also involved with this one. Feels like it would have made sense. Also, have y'all seen this? Look at this. Billion-dollar company, everyone. Billion-dollar company. Don't matter who you deal it with. It's just... This is just what life is. This is the world. Someone on the team played Ace Attorney, clearly.
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Yeah, current events have Genshin lead me to believe that recently somebody on staff has been, one, playing Ace Attorney, and two, watching Bleach.
As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at
That is
Rato's
exactly
tournament,
how they were.
so...
I knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
The what now? Isn't that Ajax's code name?
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Oh, I'm still going? Yeah, a lot of people
So
were like,
it's an
bye, when I was signing off. I'm like, guys, I'm just
The
taking a
force
break.
is definitely coming from down
I would have thought
below.
the intermission screen
The
would
source
denote
of
that
the
I was just
Tatarigami
taking a
energy
break.
has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an
Remember
interest
one of
in
the eyes was
collecting
trying to
to
kill me
begin
that
with.
Tatarigami. Oh yeah,
The
shit, that one
influence
island
of
with all the
Tatarigami
electro
could
bullshit
explain why he became
that we had to do
an
a quest to get rid
obsessive
of.
hoarder,
Okay, I made a
amassing
joke
more
about
and
it
more
sounding like
possessions,
Tartaglia,
even
but
as he put himself in grave
that
debt.
did sound familiar. That's why. Okay,
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
interesting.
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
Look around. That's dangerous.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this.
If you say so,
Relatively
Chief.
speaking, the risk here is trivial.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
Is that good or bad?
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Well, let's hurry the fuck up then.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Hubert juice. Or Hubert fog. Hubert vapes? Yeah, definitely vapes. Hubert is exactly the kind of guy who would vape.
From this point, the trail appears to split into 2. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating slowly.
So, the guys who went missing.
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Whoa! Look at all those silly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be
Looks
drawing
normal
our
to me.
attention. Let's take a closer look.
Oh no, Tatarigami is the remnants of a dead snake on the other line, which makes me feel crazy. Oh, okay.
Your bond is strong.
God damn, that does a lot of damage with full stacks. Yeah, for those who don't know, Hazo has a little meter here. And when that meter is full up... Oh, well. He's supposed to do a lot more damage, I forgot. I think it has to be swirling. I think it also has to be swirling for it to actually work.
It's...
Ugh.
Dumb.
Look at this red stuff. What is it?
Oh, it's just
By the
Shinobu's
looks of it,
attack. Don't
a
worry
letter
about it.
written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is
Oh yeah,
bone dry.
Tataratsuna. Yeah.
It must have been written quite
Too many
some time
T's.
ago.
Too many tatas in this game.
Let's take a look.
Tatarigami, Tatasarina, Tartaglia. Terrible.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes, right now we need to uncover some more important truths. If Ame no Mayuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right, so let's get moving.
How did it come to this?
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Oh, how very convenient. I like how they're saying scent, implying that this stuff smells. I can sincerely say that I never needed to know what Hubert's juice smelled like.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Yo, Blanco.
So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Mayuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
The blade?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
Anubis!
Oh, no! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Thoughts on this guy, the wind guy?
Energy
What about him?
often lodges itself within physical
He's not
objects,
new. He's just getting a
and
rerun.
works
He's been
to
around for a
subtly
hot
affect
minute.
Any living
Anubis
organisms
hive
in its
mind.
vicinity.
This
The
is
blade
Kazuha. He's
has
great.
resided
I
in
like
Mr.
him a lot.
Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind.
Canadian
and more
ether,
recently,
as we
using
call
the
him.
sale as a means to affect, or rather, as a means to occupy Ame no Mayuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter.
Straight up Anubis.
Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So, swords can become conscious and control people? This must be the work of an enemy stand!
Never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next,
I was talking about how it's cool as
controlled the
Giants'
minds
element.
of countless hosts
Like,
along
we get a subtle
the
hint of
way,
anime with all those
each
leaves,
bringing
but not
me
in your
one
face style.
step
Exactly,
closer
yeah,
to
yeah.
my ancestral home. I
Yeah, it's a
seek
very
but
neat
one
touch.
thing, to
Kazuha's
face the
design is
full
very good.
force of the Raiden Shogun's
Like, even
blade
beyond just me
and
not
prove
liking
my
the
power,
elements matching that
the
much.
might of
Or,
Ishin
I don't mind when they do.
So Amenome
It's just kinda
Yuya
neat
is
when they
not your
don't.
first victim.
It's just kind of
Tell
neat to be
me,
able to look
what
at a character
happens
and
to
not
those
tell
you've
what element they
possessed
are
when
right
you've
away.
finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them?
Like Diluc,
They
whose
are
outfit
but
I keep forgetting to
tools
buy
that serve
between all.
my mission.
It's like, you look at him, especially in his new outfit, and you're like, oh, that's a fire guy.
To the next one
Of course.
in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma,
It's a sword,
I decided to
Paimon.
bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenome Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenome Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
How about no? Oh, hey.
Dissipate.
Confess!
Join me and
There we
summon
go.
divine light. Submit to me.
Looking for a
Ah.
fight? Barbados, guide us. Out of my way!
Mind the deluge.
God damn.
Really? Cyclone! This isn't...
Oh, not quite.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too.
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Shinobu,
Lost.
please.
I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more.
Dude, you're
Even if you defeat
you're
me
blaming the
here,
bad
The
controls.
one who falls will not be me.
It's a you
but
problem.
this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Then we'll just break the sword in half, Fivehead. Thanks for giving us the idea.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
His voice
As I've
actor sounds very
mentioned
familiar, but I
before,
can't quite pin
the
it.
forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements
Special
express
dialogue
the
for defeating him
innermost
with Raiden.
thoughts
I
of the
doubt
blade.
it. It'd be cool.
If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you?
Without me, you
On
just
his deathbed, he passed
disappear.
to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the
Kazuha
years
said
that
it.
you've
Did you
been in
just realize
Inazuma.
that, Quigsies? Yeah,
If you
yeah.
are indeed a cursed
Mark
blade
Whitten.
that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr.
You got
Nagato
Kazuha for a
witnessed his
successful coin
wife's
flip in half a
distress
year.
and
Quigsies, hey,
decided to
congrats,
sell
that's
his
awesome.
collectibles, did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome
Yeah, that's what
Yuya
happened
and
with
make
me.
your escape?
From
What of it?
Well,
from
that brings me
Kokomi
to my
through
second point.
Miko, I think. I
There's
had not won a
despair
single
in you
coin
that
flip.
is so strong it threatens
It was
to
like a solid
overwhelm
half
you.
a year.
You were determined to
Until I
fulfill
finally
your
won on
maker's ambition,
Miko's.
whatever the cost. But this ambition
It was
is too
rough
grand
for a while.
and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost.
Oh, hey, tea
I
time.
think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life.
So glad you didn't get C5
Even
cheat
if you were
sheet.
to
Is
sever
that how
that
many
divine
times you've
light,
gotten cheat sheet? Quigsies,
is
you have
this truly
C4
the
already?
outcome that your maker would
Oh
have
my
desired?
god, I am so sorry.
You...
Sure, you
Oof.
inherited the secrets of Ishin.
So she's your
But
Mona.
even as you made your journey to honor this legacy,
Like
you
I said, I
treated the
swear to
ones
God
who
that
wielded
I
you as
swear
mere
to you
tools
don't
to
have
do your
Mona. I would
bidding.
give you one of mine if I could. Jesus
How
Christ.
could you
I swear to
possibly
God,
unleash
every
the
account
full
is like
potential
seeded
of
in some
Ishin
way
art
from the minute you make
when
it
you act in perfect discordance
to
with
like
the
be
principle
more
of
more
harmony
predisposed towards getting
between
certain
the blade
5 stars
and
over
its
others.
bearer.
Silence, you blabbering fool.
So I've got my
I
Mona
must
account, you've got your
achieve
Chi-Chi
my
account.
goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose
Secret's
for
pretty
which I was
Secret's
brought
got a
into
pretty
being.
even spread, as far as I
will
recall.
concede that you are most perceptive. You see
She just
my
got C2
predicament
Chi-Chi,
clearly,
but like generally speaking, I think all of her
but you
stuff is pretty
also
close.
underestimate my resolve.
Rick, you still don't have her, I'm so
And you
sorry.
should face reality.
She'll come home
Easy
eventually.
for you to say. Facing reality offers me
One of these
nothing.
days you'll lose. One
I
of
have
these
no
days.
need of anything that would
Jean
stand
finally
in
came
my
home for
way.
me.
Not hesitation, not
So
self-reflection,
eventually,
and certainly
everyone
not
else is
your
one last
so-called
standard pool 5-star, whatever you need, will
reality.
catch up with you. Because if it can happen to me with Jean, it can happen to anyone.
It is pointless to argue further.
I had given up hope.
Descendant of the Kaidahara
That was a
clan.
long-ass running joke on our
If you
channel.
wish to save this man,
Papa Parade to
offer
Adrian
me your
Felix.
body in exchange.
Oh, they look
How
good.
stubbornly you stick to your
I
wayward
can't afford them.
path.
I
I
absolutely
do not
cannot
believe
afford
for
them.
a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet.
The
will
only
put
the
your
only
strength to the
figure
test.
I need to worry about for my immediate future is Goro, and hopefully the Joker to go with him. I do want to get the Joker to go with him, but no, we gotta take care of them.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demand.
We gotta get the gay boys. We have to, actually.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom
You
you
got
wish
Ayakin
to
Kiss, the
cross
running thing
blades.
alone has. Oh, the dash. Yeah,
A
yeah, the
taste
dash
of
is
my
really
power
fun.
will more than convince you.
Very convenient for traveling.
Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
You're dealing with a fucking Anubis.
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Alright, fine.
Your disdain for me betrays
Be
your
my
woeful
guest.
ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Take my hand. Live while you can. Must resist the juice.
Kazuha?
Who do I think
I'm
Claude will
okay.
come with? Probably Hilda.
I felt a little dizzy at first.
I will be
but
praying for Marianne for
only
you,
for a
though.
moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
If the juice is too much for you, let me know.
I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
If the shoe fits.
all right.
Hello, Godzilla.
Please lead the way.
What about Amenoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although
All
he
the
hasn't
Harbingers are
regained
based
his
on
own
characters roleplay.
consciousness
I
yet.
actually think I heard that before,
He's
yeah.
not in any immediate danger.
All of their
Sure,
code names.
This is a good idea. It's a pretty treacherous journey.
Yeah, I was looking. I may or
Okay,
not be obsessed with that trailer.
Be careful.
Watched it several more times after yesterday. And at one point, something I also did was look up the pronunciation for some of their names because some of them were kind of complicated. I was pronouncing Tartaglia wrong this entire time. I was calling him Tartaglia. The G is apparently silent. It's Tartaglia. Hey, Pump, who posted angsty Bakugo on your Twitter? Not me. A guy who's familiar with the opera did a video explaining it. That's cool. Kono da dia. Kono dia da. Okay, free stuff. I can't get that right now. Unless, Hazo, can you break these?
Yeah.
Nope. It's Tortilla. I'm sorry, his name is Tortilla. His name was Tortilla, my bad.
Our bond is strong.
No, there it is.
Dissipate.
Don't mind me letting her heal. Done with work, Kino. I was gonna say, I really cannot wait to interact with more of the Harbingers now. I really want to see more of them, like, actually interact directly with the Traveler or other characters. Oh boy. Can I do this with this extremely scuffed party and 2 level 40s? Or 70s? Fuck it.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Oh, wait, what? I'm sorry?
Time to go.
You're making me play Kazuha on his own, bruh.
Time to
Dude, what are you doing? Game! Game, this isn't how you Kazuha! You need other characters with him. You need to swirl. I don't even have any elements to swirl. Stand by the torch. There we go. There we go. You see? You see? There we go. That's how you Kazuha.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use.
You can build
He's
crit
making every effort to
Kazuha.
persevere.
Do not build crit Kazuha. Only build a crit Kazuha if you have his C6 for some unholy reason. If you have a C6 Kazuha, then you put a Jade Cutter on him instead, and then you go for a crit build. Otherwise, just go full EM. Make sure you have at least, like, 160 to 180 energy recharge, and then just as much EM as you possibly can. That is peak Kazuha-ing.
Something else on your mind?
You'll build him however you want, Rick. Don't let me tell you what to do. Do whatever you have to have fun. I'm just saying.
How strange.
My Kazuha has
Rather
only
than
C0.
trying to control me,
I would have liked to
he's
see one. I
instead
would not have
trying
minded to
match
see
my
one.
fighting rhythm.
But I was able to get Heiza without getting spooked by any 5-stars, so I should probably just save my pity for new characters.
Let's keep going.
Sumeru is on the horizon, and Sumeru is looking fucking gigantuan. Hello. Is that gonna be a thing in here? Well, shoot, now I gotta start being more careful. You meant the trial one? Good question. C3. My point still stands. Can I look at how they have him built? No, they have him on Noblesse? Ew! Ew! How much EM does he have? Oh my fuck, this is terrible. This is cringe. This is cringe. This is awful. Who did this? Bruh. I just want to talk. Who did this to you? Alright.
Wind strike.
There we go.
Xenomorph.
Xenomorph!
To the very. There's more. Falling leaves, adorn my night. Wind strike.
And he's still fun.
Something's up with the blade.
I'm freaking out about how you should not build your Kazuha this way, but fucking look at this. Like, he's still fucking zipping all over the place, jumping all over the place. What a great fucking character. It's getting less Huberty.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away.
Monopoly,
The
man.
blade is
I
becoming more and more
love
difficult for me
Igor.
to wield.
Or, Pushilella? Fake Italian? Mamma mia! I'm probably still butchering the pronunciation. I forget how his is pronounced, but I love him. He's great. I see all these people talking about, like, how he's ugly or whatever, and, like, rolling for every Harbinger except him. No, fuck you. He's adorable. I'm keeping him.
He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting,
If
will
he is
likely break
actually
apart at any
playable, I will
moment.
be a day one main of him. He is precious.
But what would that do to Amano Miyuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily.
Yeah, especially knowing more about him. Yeah, like the fact that he's the one who introduced Ajax into the Fatui, and apparently takes care of his family when he's not there. Yeah. Like that's wholesome as shit. I want to know more about him. He seems like a delightful man.
He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Lady with the giant puppet. I'm curious what the hell's going on there. I'm curious if like it really is just her controlling the puppet, or if it's a double debate and the girl is also a puppet and there's something inside the big guy, maybe, is my thought. Something fucky's going on there. Any treasures? I like how they maybe set up my party, gave me warnings like, oh, you're a little low level for this, and then still just stuck me with Kazuma. But again, he's all you need, I guess. Yeah, I cannot stress enough. Anybody who is, like, newish to this game or whatever, anybody who, maybe hasn't rolled in a while, or is scared about rolling because of, Sumeru being around the corner, if you look at Kazuha or Heizo, either of them or both, and think, oh man, that looks awesome, just fucking go for it. Like, the fact is, you can beat this game with pretty much any character you want, so long as they're properly invested in. So if you just want to have fun, just fucking go for it, honestly. Like, are they gonna get power crept? Possibly. Anything's possible, but like, nothing, there's not gonna be another character anytime soon who does the jump, or does the punchy. At least I don't think there is. J. Michael Tatum's character looks like Aizen. Not really. He looks like I don't know how to feel about him. Like, he looks nice, but he also looks a little too similar to, what's it called? Baiju.
Wind Strider.
Like, he's just an evil Baiju. And I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Wind Strider. Clouds high. The birds call.
You don't trust him? Oh, I don't trust the character at all. That character is the banker.
It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
You know, the J. Michael Tatum character is the guy who I believe runs the Fatui's finances. He's a banker. Do not trust a banker.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
It seemed pretty straightforward that he was a user, Marionette. It seems that way, but like I said, again, just with that name, I don't know. I wonder if there's something more going on there.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
That's why you keep your collectibles in the box.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk.
Child Steel was that his dad was an arms manufacturer, was it? I forget if that was a thing or not. As far as I know, I thought his family was just normal. I could have sworn his family was normal.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya
Get
back
back
to
home, pump
Inazuma
knife.
has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
But will he listen to you?
I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me.
Is there any way to delete bad comments? I think I know
Perhaps
which one you're
then
talking
you would
about,
still
Pump.
be
Don't
able
worry
to
about it. That's
wield
Spice.
commendable power. But regrettably,
That's
we are
actually
nothing
that's
alike.
Spice, and she's not wrong.
I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who
Like,
made
it's
you.
unfortunate, but just
The
the
only
fact
one
is,
who truly
I've been
understood
getting
you
a very short fuse
had
with the
already
game.
passed away by the time you
I'm
were born.
hoping. I'm not trying to be as doom and gloom as she made it sound.
Here they are! Take them down!
Like, I am hopeful that other routes will change my mind at least a little bit.
Where do they keep coming
It's
from?
just that all I can do is talk about the game with the context I currently have, and right now the context I currently have, 3 hopes, has not been very good.
Yep. We can help this time.
New Game Plus is
Don't
much
worry.
faster, yeah, I'm sure.
I'll use my own blade.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's just more of the same.
I'm more amused by the fact that that episode, for some reason, has, like, even more dislikes than usual, like, out of nowhere. Like, it went from having the usual 1 or 2 to having, like, 5 more or some shit. So, my theory is that it's just, like, one guy who, for some reason, still just hate watches all my content. And just decided to go above and beyond because of the ending of that episode with me getting fed up with Edelgard.
As one with wind and cloud.
Because remember, that's the stream where it ended with Edelgard and Linhardt support, and they tried to uwooify her again. So I went extra fucking ham on her at the end.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we
Like I
fought
said,
briefly
it's
together,
very clearly just like
you
one
have
dude.
seen me for who I
Because again,
really
it's
am.
always like a similar-ish number of downvotes at
No
the
one
exact
knew
same
anything
time.
of my story throughout my
Who
travels,
somehow keeps up with all my
nor did I
videos, so
tell
it is
to
somebody who
anyone.
just watches my
You are the
content
first
day after
person
day.
to know the truth.
It's
I
pretty
thought that
funny.
if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope.
Only
for
one
me.
Iron Black Blade? Yes,
But in
yeah,
this
you only
too,
get
you
one.
have failed.
It's fucked up, but you do.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you.
Perfecto
Too
harmony.
much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Oh.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Nani?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power.
Bullshit, I
Skill,
got you your freedom sworn.
blade,
Do
determination,
not downplay your
and
freedom
desire.
sworn.
All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change
Bushinella.
it. It is an integral part
The word
of
can be
my
translated to
consciousness.
punch, but it's also based on a character from Russian
resisted its
ballet.
temptations
They
because
all
I
are.
wanted to
Yeah,
save
yeah.
Amenoma Yuya.
Igor
But I do not
Stravinsky,
know whether
interesting.
you yourself have any intention of trying to
Yeah,
fight it.
all of the Harbingers
I feel
are
a
named
great
after
sense of
characters from
regret for you.
what I assume is that same ballet.
Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined
I got a
never
Dark
to
Hero
reach.
box. What does it do?
The moment
It
you
comes
embarked
with
on
a
this
very nice
journey,
motherboard
You lost the
that
only
will one day
person
be
who
used
could
to
have
build my new
ever
PC
unleashed your true potential.
as soon as I can afford the rest of the parts.
And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time.
Italian opera. Oh, my bad.
It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy."
That is a cool wallpaper. Holy shit.
How could I go back on my word?
A dope-ass motherboard, yeah.
I believe our bet
Yeah, it
is
seems like
now
a very
settled.
good one as far as I know.
I have nothing further to say.
We have a very good starting point.
Where are you
I will not be
going,
able to keep up
Kazuma?
that level of quality if some prices don't drop or some crazy Uncle Huberts
He
don't
now
happen.
has neither the ability nor the motivation.
But at
to
least we have
cause
a good
further
starting
harm.
point.
Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Any more chests in here? piece by piece, piece by piece. But also just like I don't want the pieces to be waiting here too long. Like I said, I would greatly prefer to still have it done by the end of the year, so that if any parts are defective, somehow I can yell at Amazon to fix it. Leave them hanging out in the box too long, and something turns out to be defective, then there ain't gonna be much I can do about it. It's gonna be miserable.
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension.
The art of comedy?
It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith.
What element is the new place going to be? Dendro.
Trusted.
AKA the green naturey element. That was supposed to be in the game from pretty much the beginning, but wasn't for some dumb reason.
By the Tatarigami, slowly
so yeah, it's not just a new region, it's a whole new element we got coming up next patch.
Blade of today.
Right.
They're gonna make figures for all of them eventually, Pump. I got some bad news.
The power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami.
I'm safe.
Within that
I like their post-time skip designs better, so I'm safe. I just have to worry about getting enough money for Goro and PC parts.
But only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Yeah, like I said, it's so frustrating because the part I was originally going to order, which was the CPU, that's what I was going to get first, and it was a little cheaper at Walmart, but I couldn't order it for some dumb reason. Their website was being stupid. And now apparently it can be added to the cart again with no issue, after I already bought the fucking almost $500 motherboard. So there's another good deal, a better deal than I did for the motherboard even, that I now have to miss out on. Frustrating.
Shame it's too late now.
The power of Weeb.
Yes. It is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey.
What is that Kiva meme? Terrible.
He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the
Who's left for the elemental archons? Once Dendro is out, we will still have to deal with Hydro, Pyro, and Cryo.
Ingratitude and grudge.
And if I were a betting woman, which I am, I would say there's probably going to be an 8th element eventually.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
I think when the time comes to deal with Conria,
since we agreed to the terms
and all the bullshit that went down there, I think they'll introduce like a void element, some kind of like dark Hubert juice element.
But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my
Cryo
existence.
is obviously the Saritsa, yeah.
So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Gravity, yeah.
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix.
This dude feels out of place with these two short anime characters.
Don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be
Piss,
done in
hot
this
sauce, and
order. At
popsicles,
least
yeah.
hear what I have to
Yeah, we
say.
actually have a little bit of info on all of them.
And if
We
you
know that
don't
the
agree, I will still release
the water
Amenoma
one, or
Yuya, as
Hydro,
promised.
is somebody called the
My
God of
physical
Justice.
form, as well as the knowledge I
So a
possess,
Lawcock?
should still be of some value to you.
His
And
attitude
the Pyro one
has
is
grown
the
a
God
lot
of War.
milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we
And
give him a
may or may
chance?
not have something to do with a
Let's hear
certain
it.
redhead from Honkai Impact.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted
Himiko,
me
yeah.
to have the grandest
The name
opening
Murata
battle. Alas,
is
after that,
is
he
associated
never rose from his sickbed again.
is associated with the Pyro
Nor
Archon.
have I ever
Murata
had
is
the chance
Himiko's
to
last
prove
name.
myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Himiko reincarnated as fucking
Oh.
Ares.
And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Kratos and
Understood.
Genshin.
Then let's start.
They've
by
already got
waking
good
him up
relationship
and
with
seeing
Sony.
If he has the stamina and will to
Games
fight.
on PlayStation. They got that Horizon Zero Dawn crossover.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can
That was a
help to
very
set this
abrupt
state
cut.
of
Holy
affairs
shit.
in order,
The music
I am
just
willing
kind
to
of
put
died in
myself
this
forward.
immediately. Oh yeah, by the
I
way,
do
this
not
happened
wish
to you,
be a
dude.
mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
They need to make a Bara model, they
Thanks
would.
for your help.
They would indeed
Who
have
knows
to
how
actually
this would
make
have
a
ended
Bara
without
model
your
to include him.
intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Once again, as always, I really wish they would let us replay these domains, because I always get paranoid about missing shit. You don't have to give me the chest for completing it or whatever. Or you don't have to respawn them, but just let me play it again. Just to make sure I didn't miss nothing. Alright, where are we doing this? We're doing this here, apparently.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
That was a little more of a relaxed occasion.
Yep, we still can't let our
That was the
guard
tournament
down.
arc.
Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenoma Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
In this game, the sentient sword is not surprising, it's really not. I can't help but feel like this isn't fair. This guy can't jump.
Wind strike. Wind strike. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
You fought
Thank
only
you
with normals,
for the
just to be
experience.
fair. I would
Although
have,
he
real
appears
talk, I
battered
would
and
have,
broken,
except it would have taken
In
forever.
your hands, it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance.
If they had made the trial Kazuha C6 would have given him a jade cutter or some shit instead, then maybe. But that would have taken too long.
His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away.
His normals ain't strong
But
enough for
same
that.
sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
This guy's so serious, you can't see his
I
eyes.
must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha.
Can they bring his hot boyfriend back, Kazuha?
Please understand this.
If they ever set a
Yes.
precedent for dead characters
I
being
too
playable,
trust
sure.
Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
We'll have to see if they ever make
Thank
Senora
you,
playable despite being
successor
deader
of
than dead.
Amanuma art.
This blade
If they
has
ever
also
make
told
Senora
me that he
playable, then
has
there's
another
hope for
wish.
Kazuha's dead boyfriend.
He would like to visit the Amanoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to
President
an
from
end.
Rick and Morty are you talking about his voice? His voice sounds so familiar, and I just can't quite pin it. He almost sounds like a younger Keith David, but I know for a fact it's not. Keith, there is no way this game could afford Keith David. That'd be Kino, but there's no way. Yeah, Senora got fucked up.
It's Yuya! You have returned!
Or the
I'm sorry
Arby's
to have
ad
troubled
guy.
you.
That sounds more plausible.
It's all thanks to them that I
It was
able to
Keith
return
David who played the
safely.
president? Are you serious? That's... Keith David was on Rick and Morty?
A
Oh.
prized Ishin
Oh, that
blade,
sucks.
turned weapon that controls
deserves
the human
better.
mind. Considering their forging philosophy,
Ew.
this was indeed within the realm
Terrible.
of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton Sango Detective
He probably got
Agency
paid very good. He
tells me
probably
that
did. It
they've
just makes me
found the
sad.
missing Mr. Nagato.
Like, he's too
Really?
good for that.
Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but
The president's
he will
Rick's
live.
rival, outstanding.
And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
It
He
has.
tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious.
He's gonna touch your
I've
butt.
decided to let him
He's gonna
do
use
it.
your body to touch your butt.
He... Ugh.
He just wants to cop a
There's
feel.
nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
I trust you. You're a smart boy.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready.
I watched season 1
us
of Rick and
begin.
Morty. It was fine.
Please,
It was
stay
fun.
true to your promise.
And then the fan base happened.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything. You mean
Yes, the cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin
Onward,
art.
Sonic.
Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies.
But you won't be a
Lives
cool
on,
sentient
and its
sword
finest
anymore.
power is yet to come. Even
Aw.
if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun.
Aw, I
as
want
long
to
as
keep
it is
him.
an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands. It will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan.
Yeah, shit, it's even
Over the
purple.
years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind.
What's your name, honey? Is it Kyle?
Agotsurube Ishin
I'm gonna call you Kyle.
is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
At least it still looks cool. Keith David was also the voice of Spawn, yes.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
I was gonna say, that was a good cutscene, yeah. I'm glad they got out the budget
Ishin.
for that one. That was cool.
It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this
Genshin can be
name deep within
Genshin can
his
be
heart.
really fucking good when it
Only
wants
in
to
the
be.
final
Everyone
moments
seems
Before
surprised.
his consciousness faded, was he willing
Genshin
to
is a good
entrust it to
game.
another?
You just have to
Seems
deal with
like
the
he really,
awful gacha
really
mechanics
wanted to fulfill
and the
his
very, very
neighbor's
big power
wish.
gaps between
The
actual
same
substantial
fervent
content like
ambition
this.
that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the
What was his
stubborn
name? Kyle?
determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize
Have a
and
cool
atone
sword,
for
but
his
only in design.
mistakes.
I was gonna say,
and
the
see
sword
him
still
punished
looks
for
cool. The sword still looks awesome, and I would love to use it on him. Its substat is attack percentage. What are you doing? It's getting reforged anyway, so have it have EM mastery for him. What is wrong with you, game? I would love to use it for him just because of the design and the story significance for him. But goddamn. The remnants of defeated gods are nothing to scoff at, man.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've
Night-night,
always
Stu. You
been
have a good one.
captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
It's such a shame. You know what this game needs to do? This game needs to just add skins.
I will continue to support
This
you
game
from
needs
this
to
point on.
do what the Xenoblade
Know that you
remaster
will
is.
have my
The
assistance
max attack for the
whenever
sword
you
is
need it.
510. That's not good on Kazuha. Attack percentage is not that helpful on Kazuha. Unless you're going for a full crit build, which is inadvisable unless you're at higher constellations, to say the least. I go full EM. All you want on him is EM and energy recharge. I'll hold you to that.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, no, like
We need
Xenoblade
to tell
Definitive
him
Edition
about
was
the
great about
findings
that.
of
Like,
our
just give us an
investigation.
option to have
And
a
it's
certain
also
weapon
time
on
to
them,
give him a response to the offer
but have
he
it
made
look
me.
like a different weapon. Like, that's the obvious solution, and I feel like that's not too crazy to ask for, right? Like, that way I can have this on him. I can have his best in slot, no problem. But we'll also have... Oh, do I not have it yet? I don't have it yet. Because I have to actually finish to have it. Yeah, even if you were going for a crit build, like, you would want crit rate or crit damage on the sword then, instead of basic attack. Do you have any idea how hard it is to build decent stats with attack percentage weapons? It's hard. Look at my Diluc, whose outfit I still need to fucking buy. Like he's got Wolf's Greystone. It's technically his best weapon because of the passive and everything, but like... Look at that crit rate! Look at that baby poop crit rate. Terrible. It's awful. No bueno. Not good enough for him.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved.
And then there's
Though this
Ito's
was a
Claymore.
treacherous investigation indeed. We're most fortunate that no lives were
Freaking
lost.
tailor-made for him in the best way
Tenryou Commission
possible.
has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanoma
That's great,
Yuya
right?
should conclude soon.
His damage is pretty
Do not
scuffed
believe he
too,
will be
but...
charged with any crime.
You know, like, any character whose primary function is, like, advertised as being a DPS, their signature weapon should have crit rate or crit damage. Like, it is what it is. And anyone who doesn't have that is a support or, like, some kind of weird unit, like Shenhei, who just wants all the attack possible.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
You have 33% on yours, Rick. I'm so sorry. It'll get better once 3.0. Oh yeah, the actual best news to come out of 3.0 leaks thus far is the artifact strongbox is expanding. I'm gonna abuse the hell out of that when that drops finally, because I can finally get better artifacts for stuff like Crimson Witch and Thundering Fury without getting garbage like the other sets from those domains.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my
Choose how your
answer.
characters look. But
Please
second
take a
inventory
look at
build.
this blade.
Can't change the scan.
What's
Oof.
this?
Kagotsurube Ishin.
Yeah,
A
like I said, I
weapon
think
crafted using a long-lost
Xenoblade Definitive
blade
Edition
forging
handled
art
that
of
shit
the
pretty much
Kaidahara
perfectly.
clan. By
And every
means
game
of a
should strive to
series
be more
of
like that.
fortuitous
That's
events,
the reason my
I was
Hato is
able to
my
recover
Hazo
and
is so
restore
scuffed.
him. I also promised him that I will continue to study. and
My
pass
Hazo
on
would
the
be
secrets of
would be
Ishin
doing
art.
even better damage than
And
he
so,
already is,
it looks
if
like
not
I
for
will
that
likely
domain, because
continue
just
with
Maiden's
my
Beloved
journey
is
across
useless
the
now.
nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
There is
The
no
Kaidahara
reason to use
clan
Maiden's
has always
Beloved
been a
over
family of bladesmiths,
the
so it
set
is
they
only
released for
proper
Kokomi.
for me to continue on this path.
Ocean Huge Clam, I
Were I
think.
to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
Hazo. I was gonna say Hazo is actually not like Kazuha, for the record. I ended up going with an Elemental Mastery build for now until I get better stuff for him at some point, one way or the other. But just for the record, anyone out there who's trying out Hazo, he's a lot more work manageable than Kazuha. You can either go for the crit build instead. You don't actually need 4-piece Viridescent set for him. If you really want to, you could just do a 2-piece Viridescent and 2-piece Gladiators or attack percent Shimanawas. Any piece that increases attack by 18%, just do one of those.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue
He's
walking
very
my
flexible.
own path.
You can get quite a few things to work all right on him.
Very well. I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised.
If you're planning on using him on a team with any kind of Electro characters, he could even actually work with a Thundering Fury build, weirdly enough.
However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
The Golden Apple Archipelago.
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
No peace with EM. It's such a pain in the neck. There it is. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one. As always, like, NPCs probably talked a little too much, but, like, I don't know, I genuinely found everything with the sentient sword interesting. Just Anubis from JoJo, but hey, it works. Yeah, see, look at that! It looks so good on him! It looks so fucking good on him. I would love to use it. But, like, it's just... I don't think it's gonna be worth the trade-off. The passive is at least kind of tailor-made for him. Like, the passive is okay on him, I guess, but just, I don't think it's worth the trade-off of 900 elemental mastery. It's awful. Like, you could say, like, oh, a sword like this, it didn't make sense for it to have elemental mastery, but, like, if he's reforging it for Kazuha anyway, then, like, make it more tailor-made for his stuff. I have not watched the Bayonetta trailer yet, no. I saw the announcements. I saw the pre-orders went live, but I held off on watching the trailer. because I would like to perhaps someday, if I can afford it, and if I have the time with the 50 million other things coming out, play the first two on stream, and then play that one. I played a little bit of those games, but it was so long ago that it might as well be blind, so not gonna worry about that. Alrighty. Well, I think that's about all I can do for now. After Dark tonight, sure, sounds good. Yeah, that was good. This is technically a filler patch. Like, obviously, everybody's just waiting for Subaru at this point, but like I said, I ended up really liking Heizo a lot more than I thought I would. And Kazuha just continues to be a delight. I look forward to seeing even more of him once the event gets started. Genuinely a great character. Design-wise, personality-wise, combat-wise, just 10 out of 10. More like this, please. More characters who are fun. You guys made Honkai. I've seen how batshit insane you can get with these characters' concepts. Just start doing more shit like that. Give me another painter character, like Grizzio. How's the new boy fight? He is so much fun. Tell you what, that's something we can do real quick before I sign off for the night. I have to do one more weekly boss this week for the battle pass. So let's see. Who do we want to fight? I already kicked the ass of Senora and Raiden. Who do we want to beat up? Let's beat up somebody to show off Heizo. Now that he's mostly built. I think his feather's not quite done, but he's mostly built. We can beat up Agedaha, we can beat up Ajax. We can beat up the wolf child. It's always child, isn't it? It's always child. He is the go-to. Alright, I think I'll take Masanori. I could beat up Masanori, but again, I need to kill one more weekly boss anyway, so it's fine. Who do I want? We'll do
Kamisato
Ayaka
present.
instead. We'll do Ayaka instead, actually. She can better manage both of his elements.
Quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. Bring it on!
God damn! Yeah, you see what I mean? Once you have his full stacks. Boy, crazy.
Our bond is strong.
Poor timing.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Okay. Oh shit! Excuse me! Excuse me. Riding with the new sword. That'd be Kino, but it would be hard.
Passable level.
I did actually beat her. Really? Really? Jean, you're useless.
You've made some progress.
Jean, you're off team. She's not. She's fine.
Stand with me. Kamisato out.
I cannot lose you too, Cookie.
Whirling snow.
I cannot lose her too. If I lose her too, I'm in trouble. I almost hugged the whale. It's been so long. It's been so long since I've seen him do that in his first phase, because I usually kill him too fast. 20k damage. Who did 20k? Was it Heizo? I saw he got that one big punch off at like basically half his health bar. Is that how much damage that was? Still waiting on this form to be playable, by the way, Hoyo. Please. Give me more hot monster boys.
Keep moving!
Take flight. Lightning purified.
Got a situation.
Ah! Ay-ya-ya!
Our bond is strong.
Oof. God damn!
Confess!
Can't run from me, bitch!
That's how you...
One punch! Alright. Not the best showing I could have given, but hey. Again, using a kind of scuffed team. Jean, are you okay? Can I bring you back yet? There we go. Good girl. Oh my god! I don't know how useful that's gonna be, but hey. I'm at the point where I don't even really need billets. Hence why I only do... Ooh. Thank you. I will keep that. Bayonettas aren't too long. You will say Bayonetta is hard once you get used to the mechanics. It's not that bad. QT easily be bullshit. You can care about things like just being stealing items. Yeah, I figured. Sword billet! I have no idea. For those who don't know, I believe it actually came to light that we would probably be getting new billets for Sumeru. So these are extra, not quite as helpful as they used to be. I would trade if I could. I would deadass trade if I could, because I don't really need it. I've already got that maxed out. One more for prototype Rancor. Forget what the other sword is. Oh, this one. This one's actually good too. I might use that. Okay. Alright. Yeah, let us trade billets, please. Ain't no goddamn reason for this. But yeah, not the best showing I could have done, because scuffed team slightly. You're in need of 2 Ananonas and Iron Stings. I'm so sorry, Rick. I would give you my luck if I could. Can you actually heal me? Thank you. But yeah, you see what I mean. Assuming what JC was talking about was Hazo's, yeah, like getting all 4 of his stacks and then doing his punch on swirl damage, like that shit is insane. Like, I have seen other people trying him out and just do, like, ridiculous amounts of damage with that shit despite him not even being fully built. Like, he actually, depending on my resources, he might be the first 4-star character I level all the way to 90. Just because I believe swirl damage scales with levels on top of elemental mastery. So, so he'd actually be worth taking all the way there. But yeah, he's a lot of fun. Like I said, anyone who's flip-flopping on this banner, honestly, just fucking go for it. Because both Hazo and Kazuha are some of the most fun characters in the game to play, and that's honestly more important than just being meta or whatever. Because they're always better people. They're always going to be better people. Sumeru's about to power creep a lot of stuff more than likely. But, just... no other character can do this. And no other character can do the Jumpy Jump. It's prioritize fun. Have fun with the game. Otherwise, you'll go insane. Once you realize you're just paying to do chores. Getting reactions from Swirls to build up stacks for the nuke skills is pretty good. It's so much fun. Like, now that I realize that's the trick with him, I've been having a blast doing that.
No, I mean literally. I need to search high and low for evidence.
He's a detective. Gonna close this case! And I'm gonna close this stream. Yeah, good stuff. We'll be back here at some point. Like I said, probably once the event's a couple days in, so I can just do it all in one go without having to edit. Which means I'll almost certainly be back to 3 Hopes tomorrow. Gotta try and get that done. I would love to get that game done. It's probably not possible to get it done this week because we got the live dub on Saturday. But we're gonna try. Gonna try to get the game done as soon as possible so we can squeeze in AI 2 before Xenoblade 3 comes out. Shinobi, this ain't about you. Your old hat. We got you last time. Thank you all very much for coming out once again. Special thanks to Fusion, Go-Kart Patron, Vroom Vroom. If you want to help support Hazo becoming the last Airbender, check out links in the description. Love you guys. Nighty night. Boom!